Our next film will take us to Italy. Roberto Benigni's comedy drama, Life is Beautiful. Finally, I've selected a foreign film. My Darling Clementine and Giant took us to Texas. The Rose Tattoo took us to Florida. Badlands took us to Montana. George Washington took us to North Carolina. Now we are going to Italy. Pack your bags, we're going to a concentration camp in Italy, but it's still a nice geographical change. This movie is actually really cute, too. Well, as cute as you can expect for a Holocaust film to be. The brutality of the Holocaust is alluded to, sorta, but you really don't see any harsh Holocaust thematic elements in the film. The movie is rated PG-13, but it probably could have gotten away with a PG rating. It's gotta be because of the guns. There was some controversy when the film came out, but it was mostly well received. Some critics and viewers objected to or were offended by the use of humor in connection with the Holocaust. That's valid, but I don't see Holocaust comedies going away anytime soon. In fact, it seems like there have been more in recent years. Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds and Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit are two examples, and both were well received, just like Life is Beautiful, to varying degrees. All three films went on to win Academy Awards. I often compare Benigni's Life is Beautiful to a movie that nobody has ever seen because it was unfinished and unreleased. The film is Jerry Lewis's The Day the Clown Cried. That film is about a circus clown imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp. The film's premise has been deemed so controversial that Jerry Lewis insisted that the film would never see the light of day. Because of the notoriety and curiosity surrounding The Day the Clown Cried, Jerry Lewis did donate an incomplete copy of the film to the Library of Congress in 2015 before his death, under the stipulation that it would not be released before June 2024. It's now May of 2025, and it has not been released to the general public. All 5 hours of the film's footage, however, was screened in August of 2024 for journalist Benjamin Charles Germain Lee. He wrote in an article, though, that what exists is just fragments of a film, and a fully finished feature does not exist. This leads me to believe that it wasn't the controversy of using humor in connection with the Holocaust, but that there were production problems and perhaps maybe script problems. I'm drawing the conclusion that the film just did not work, and Jerry Lewis knew this, and that's why he did not want it released, and that's why he gave up on it. Roberto Benigni's character in Life is Beautiful is something of a clown. He's certainly a lovable clown, if you love clowns. That's your business. It's the 2020s. The only clowns we have nowadays are killer clowns. Oh, no! No! I actually do have a friend that is a professional clown. Oops. Anyway, Life is Beautiful begins in fascist Italy in 1939. An Italian Jew named Guido works at his uncle's hotel restaurant. Guido keeps accidentally on purpose running into a Gentile woman named Dora, who he is instantly in love with, even though she is engaged to another man. Eventually, Dora succumbs to Guido's advances. Guido steals her away from her own engagement party on his uncle's horse. They get married and have a son named Joshua, and they run a bookstore. The end. Just kidding, we haven't gotten to the meat and potatoes. In 1944, Guido, his uncle, and his son Joshua are rounded up along with the other Italian Jews and forced onto a train to be taken to an internment camp. Dora's not Jewish, but she insists on getting on the train anyway because she does not want to be separated from her husband and son, obviously. Can you blame her? I would probably do the same thing if I were in her shoes.
I want to board that train too.
We're set to go, sir.
However, when they get to the camp, the men are separated from the women, so her attempt to stay with her family was done in vain. Guido's uncle is killed in the gas chambers shortly after arrival, and his son is almost killed, except that he hates to bathe and did not follow the other children when they were led to take a shower. Guido doesn't want Joshua to be scared, but he also wants him to cooperate with the situation that they are in. So he convinces his son that the concentration camp is an elaborate game in which they must follow certain rules and perform certain tasks in order to earn points. Guido convinces him that whoever earns 1,000 points first wins the game, and the prize is a real armored tank. Guido also convinces his son that there are ways in which he could lose points. If he cries or complains, he loses points. He also tells him that there are opportunities for earning extra points. If he is quiet and hides from the Nazi guards, he will earn extra points. While his son is often wanting to quit the game, Guido keeps reinforcing the idea of the game and encourages him to continue to go along with the game because Guido knows they have no choice. It's the only way to survive. One night, Guido hides Joshua as the camp is in chaos of shutting down, and he goes to find Dora. He is caught by the Nazi soldiers. Guido is ordered to be executed. As he is being walked to his death, he passes his son's hiding place. He walks in a humorous way as if he was still playing the game as a way to not scare Joshua. Then Guido is shot dead in an alleyway. Joshua comes out of hiding the next morning just as the U.S. Army arrives and liberates the camp. And guess what rolls right up to Joshua? A Sherman tank. He believes he has won the game, and he is almost instantly reunited with his mother, and he is so excited to tell her that he had won the game and he had won the tank. That is such a good movie. It's not as painfully harsh as Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List or Roman Polanski's The Pianist, but it does have its uncomfortable and horrific moments, of course. I remember the first time I saw it was when I was in elementary school and we were learning about the Holocaust for the umpteenth time, and one of my teachers mentioned it in class, and apparently a lot of my fellow classmates had already heard of it and had seen it. For an international film in the 1990s, it did pretty well in the States. I went to my local library and rented it on VHS. Life is Beautiful won 3 Oscars. It won Best Original Score, and Roberto Benigni won 2 Oscars. One was for Best Foreign Language Film, and the other was for Best Actor in a Leading Role. He became the first person to win Best Male Actor in a Leading Role for a film not in the English language, and I believe he is still the only person to do so in that category. When he won Best Foreign Language Film, I think he thought that was all he was going to win because he jumped on top of seats as he made his way to the stage. And when he was announced as the winner of the Best Actor award, he said, "This is a terrible mistake because I used up all of my English." Unfortunately, Roberto Benigni hasn't done anything as great as Life is Beautiful since then. He was in 2 versions of Pinocchio, one of which he directed that was so notoriously bad that it put a damper on his career. If you want to see some really good Roberto Benigni performances, I strongly recommend the Jim Jarmusch movies Down by Law.
Eccolo qua. I screama. You screama, you'll screama for ice creama. Well, no, aspetta.
And especially Night on Earth. He should have won something for Night on Earth. He was hysterical, and I think he improvised most of his own dialogue. I was rolling on the floor with laughter. As of May 21st, 2025, Life is Beautiful is available on MGM Plus. The Blu-ray was released by Lionsgate, but it might be out of print, so you may have to buy from a third party, buy it on eBay, or check it out of your local library. Just because it's out of print does not mean that it's not accessible.